Based upon frequency, well, the wheat and chaff separating. Um, what we want is to petition the divinity, which is us, in our highest aspect. We're petitioning to be humane to those people who are self-described devils, chaff. People who choose not to be on the vine of life and the vine of living in a universe where others are different. So, to make a long story short, well, if it's the Roman Catholic version, it's the lake of fire forever for those people who won't stop being the Antichrist. And, a long time ago when I was asked, what do I think should be done with them if they won't change? And I said, well, just do what you would do with, you got your pet that's old and it's like the body can't be fixed and there's no pet diapers and it's shitting itself all the time. You take it to the vet and you have it put to sleep. And that's it. And rather than punishing people for their horrible, horrible karma, because if you're going to be in the lake of fire, you're never going to get out according to the Catholic doctrine. And punishing you forever is not humane. And even saying it's your karma that did it, well, if you've got any ability at all to control the outcome as the highest wisdom, well, torturing people forever because of their mental illness, being the Antichrist, under 200 especially on the scale of human consciousness on purpose, because you've heard that Satan is at 150 and then you peg yourself there and you actually do evil stuff. Just for the experience, because a kid will do that. A 15-year-old kid that doesn't understand might be enthralled by that idea. Well, how much of the divinity is not all of us as adult human beings? Well, it'd be more than that, the collective and all the younglings too. And all the ones that dead. Because in the afterlife, aren't they still people? Well, it's just, what do you want to do? Because are we bound to the wheel of karma or what? Well, who makes it that way? Our agreements with past versions of ourselves in previous lifetimes? Because if one thing or the other is true, either we're bound to something that's bigger than us, the wheel of karma, and we've got to do something called becoming enlightened, or we just jump on the idea that we do create our own reality, and then we go and listen to lots of Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks on YouTube, about how to do that. Raise your consciousness, raise your vibration. So both ways. If you want to create your own reality, Esther Hicks says you got to make sure that you're high vibe, raise your vibration, and everything you need to do about that. So both times, both ways, it does seem like you need to raise your vibration. If you want to follow the main teachings of it. Unless you want to get involved too much with how hard it is for me to try and tell you that if I even wanted to tell you what the words might be, right now it's very hard even to me to get the words out because I was being electronically harassed horribly. And being an electronic duppy, did you want to know that I could be bought? Yeah, the people that do have controllers of electronically control me say that that I'm for sale as an electronic slave. They say they're very reluctant to give a contact information and how to get a hold of them because then they don't want to be caught. But then more and more they look around to see who might be caught. And the more they look, they say, well, it's been over 6 years that these people have had me electronically duppied, electronic slave. And they say, well, after this much time, is there a market? Is there anybody out there that wants to buy me? But then it's like, well, how long? Because they've been using me as bait to catch all of you people to see if there's anybody out there that wants to go and have somebody that they can torture by remote control. Anyways, they don't give you anywhere to contact them. But you could try Robert Carlyle, the actor who plays Rumpelstiltskin, because that was the first person, the first character to talk to me was someone who claimed and was Rumpelstiltskin, and there is still a Rumpelstiltskin around in this, virtual reality nightmare. Where you could just do that. You could be the one that just plays the button, all day long and make Bob jump, or do mind wipe on him, or pick a million different things to torture him with. How much is it worth it to you? Like, do you hate me so much that you'd want to go and buy them out? The people that have shown you that the machine does work, proof of function of the machine that keeps me in line. And that's the state of affairs in 2022. Human slavery is real, and it's electronic slavery. I'm an electronic slave to people I don't even know. This is progress. This is the state of affairs. And if there was an American military, do you think that they wouldn't know that I'm being attacked and my voice box is being fucked with by horrible? You think they wouldn't know? They would know. All these spy things would know. So clearly they know what's going on. And it hasn't stopped for years and years and years. How many years before, the big sting is over? Well, if it's a really big sting after, over 6 years of me being tortured by this thing, wouldn't that show you that, because World War II was 1939 to 1945, 6 years. This is 100 years war. Am I expected to last 100 years? What exactly do you want to use me for? I mean, really, what do you want to use me for? Because that's what it is. And somebody, there's a bunch of people that run this machine, must be, so they have unlimited money to do this for fun. And why? Because why? I'm a special person. I'm a personal support worker, and I was working in an old folks home. Does that make me special to them? I don't think so. Somebody sicked them on me. Who hates me enough to do this? Well, I don't know. In the end, who knows? Who knows? I mean, there's so many people that are like, I don't know, billionaires and whatever. How many Saudi princes are out there? I don't know. And then it's just the story of King Herod and Salome. When Salome said, I want the head of John the Baptist. And King Herod had so much money, he just blinked, and then the guy went and cut off Herod. And I guess that was the end of Herod's dink.